everybody, Gunnison Undercover here. Today is Friday, March 27th, 2020. Time is 1:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And just another quick video about the con virus and what's going on. The latest thing I've been seeing on Facebook is the bootlickers are giving the police free food. Here's one right here. This was on Neptune City's police department. Look at that, huh? Those bootlickers are donating food to the front line. But you know what sucks about it, and I've been saying it on their Facebook pages? I didn't see any cops lose their job as a result of the con virus. Did you? I didn't see any. In fact, I think they're probably getting overtime now as a result of it. So different businesses are dropping off food, donating food to the front line, to our heroes. They're out there protecting us. Though nobody has answered me and told me how they're protecting us. I do know they're protecting the government. They close the boardwalks down. You go on that boardwalk, guaranteed some thug with a clown suit and a badge is going to point a gun at you and arrest you if you don't follow his orders. So, yeah. All right, folks. So, let me just bring up something that I wanted to talk about real quick. They, here in New Jersey, they released statistics of how many people are known to be infected with the virus and how many have died as of today, March 27th. This is here in New Jersey. So I posted the information here. So anyway, they basically told us 6,876 people have known to have the virus. Known. See, the government is now doing this mass testing here in New Jersey to collect data. It's all about collecting data so they can figure out how to better control us. So 6,876 known to have the virus. Those are the people who got sick or went and got tested and tested positive. Out of that 6,876 people, 81 people have died. And this is where I pick up. So here's my postings right there on my Gunnison Undercover Facebook page. You can go look it up for yourself. Let's do the math. 6,876 known to have the con virus. 81 died in New Jersey as of today. That means 1.2% of those people died. I think I did my math right. The figures the government is not telling us is of the 81 people who died in New Jersey, how many had underlying problems that compromised their immune system. They're not going to tell us these figures. And the other one that I always post when they put these numbers up, well, I always ask them, how many people died of heart attacks this week? Because heart attacks are a big leading killer of people, heart disease. Not going to tell you about that. How many people this week died from the regular flu? Not going to tell you, because right now the flavor of the week is the con virus. So I further go on here. There's a coup going on in this country, not a whimper from the naive lily sheeples. In fact, the sheeples are yelling at me. And I just want to bring up, give me a second here. You know, I post things around and I get these responses. And it just shows you how naive people are. So I had posted, this had to do on Seaside Park Police Department's posts about the con virus. And I had posted that thing about let's do the math. And Andrea Tutini Stolfi responded. She says, what difference does it make? Comply. And I responded, comply, says the naive little sheeple who so willingly gives up her civil rights. And there's the posting right there. And this is pretty much the type of responses that I get. There are a lot of people out there that agree with me and give me the thumbs up and all that, but for the most part, the masses they're getting in line. The government is corralling them and testing them and to see how well they control them. And that's what's going on. Now, I'll get onto it now. I'm doing some free thinking here. So free association, free thinking. I don't believe, some people say this is the deep state's taking over and this is this, that, and the other thing. And I personally don't believe Trump was in on this. I think it blindsided him. He got distracted by the impeachment nonsense. And he didn't take it as seriously as he should have, and here we are. I do believe that maybe this was just a coincidental thing that happened, and now you've got all these loony liberal fascist governors and politicians out there that are ramping it up, and they're trying to control us. Here in New Jersey, it's, we got a governor who's putting things out there. Oh, this is not a suggestion, it's an order, and you better get in line, and if you don't get in line, we're going to arrest you. And my response to that is, it's an order, and it's an unlawful order because it goes against our constitutional right that nobody shall be deprived of liberty without due process of law. Now, last I checked, nobody dragged me into court and had a hearing over my rights or anything. So it's just happening. They're doing this crap out here under the guise of the emergency. And what they're learning from this is a learning thing here going on. They are learning how easily the masses, who are asses, are complying. But that's only my opinion is they're only complying because right now, I've always said, as long as Lily White can come home to their nice little house, the internet's on, the TV works on their big TV, and they can have their nice little things, they're complacent. Now, it is starting to infringe on them a little bit, like they can't go out and spend their money now, and maybe they're not going to have a nice steak for dinner, maybe it's going to be frozen food this time, who knows. But so far, it seems like Lily White America is going along with the program. Yes. And they all seem to be okay with giving up their rights because it's an emergency. Now, I want to say something about the virus. My researching that I'm looking at, I listen to different points of view. I'm not somebody who listens to somebody else and just parrots everything they say. I listen to what they say. I go listen to what somebody else says. And if I start hearing the same theme, then, and it sounds like makes sense to me, I'm probably going to adopt that idea. And from what I learned about this virus, it's it's affecting the people who are, we've all gotten the virus. We've all gotten the flu. I got the flu a couple years ago. It was the first time in my life I think I ever got the flu. It knocked me on my ass for 3 days. I was out of work for 3 days. Never in my life was I out of work for 3 days. But there it was. It happened. We all get the flu. There's viruses all over the place. Our body harbors viruses, but our body's immune system keeps it in check. So it's not a problem. The people who are getting sick and dying are those who are sick to begin with, old folks. And I'm not saying old folks' lives are not valuable. Of course they are. But they're already compromised. And people who have heart disease and things like that, they're already compromised. And this, I've learned how the government responds to problems. You gotta kill a bug. You just swat or step on. No, the government comes with a big sledgehammer and boom, bangs it like that. Instead of targeting enforcement, like we'll lock down the nursing homes, don't let anybody go in the nursing home. People over 65, stay home, don't go out. Let's shut down the schools for a little while, which I'm for because kids touch everything and everything goes in their mouths. Anybody who has kids knows they bring the colds home, they give it to you. So we need to have targeted enforcement. The other thing to have is, it's just to use a little common sense that this virus is transmitted through your respiratory system. That's where it gets in. That's where it invades your cell and it's able to propagate itself. So if we all had a HEPA mask, I'm not talking about just one of these, though this is better than nothing because it creates a barrier. If the government just issued everybody these HEPA masks and said, look, you want to go in a grocery store, you got to wear the HEPA mask. Simple as that. But that's not the case. As I went and ShopRite the other night, and everybody was walking around, bulk of people, no mask on. All the employees there, no mask. So if somebody in there does have it, they're going to give it to you. And what we know about the virus is that it is a lot more contagious than the regular flu. You can get it a lot easier. So by having that mask on, that stops or impedes the ability of this virus to be transmitted, because if we're breathing it, we're getting it. And that's just all there is to it. But, you know, the deep state, I don't know if I want to use that term, but they're definitely the loony Democrats, these liberal, fascist, socialist, communists, they are seizing this opportunity to do this country harm. They want to control from the top up, top down, I should say. They want to control your thoughts. They want to tell you what to do, how to do. They want to manage your life. And right now, that's what we're seeing going on here. The government, the state government, I'm not even talking about federal government. The state governments and local governments are managing us now. They're telling us where and what to do and how many people we can do it with. And that's a scary thought. And nobody seems to... Well, I don't say nobody. There's a lot of people out there do see what's going on. And if you're watching my channel, you probably are seeing it yourself. It's just unfortunate that the masses are asses. I guess maybe that's why they bought all the toilet paper. All right, so we'll finish up there. There's a video that I posted on my Facebook page from a Dr. Shiva. He was on the Next News Network. He gave an hour-and-a-half interview. This man is very intelligent. He is responsible for creating email. He is a graduate, holds multiple degrees from MIT. He has a PhD. He is an intelligent man, and he is... I trust this guy, okay? I trust him 100%. He is in the category of a disruptor. He's questioning things, and he's calling out the system. And he's also running for Senate up in Massachusetts, but he is... he's not going along with the herd, and he's calling things out, and he has some pretty intelligent things to say. So, with all the free time that many of us have, I'll include the link in the video description. Click on it. Sit down and listen to it for the hour-and-a-half. You might just learn something, because you can't trust anything you're hearing on CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, any of those channels. You cannot. The only truth you're going to find is on YouTube, and you have to go to the channels that you trust, you know, are out there providing real news that we can use. And one of the stations I go to is the Next News Network. I listen to stuff, you know, he sifts through all the garbage and puts the stuff out there that we need to hear. That's the kind of... Michael Savage is another talk show host I listen to all the time. I trust him. And I don't watch TV, so I couldn't tell you what CNN or all those are doing. So anyway, this is Gunnison Undercover. Let me know what you think, what your ideas are, what's going through your head about this con virus, because I think it's a con virus. Yes, I do. And I think at some point it's going to blow over soon. I sure hope so, because there's a lot of people out there hurting, and they're being financially destroyed. Personally and on a professional level, that I got a business. The other day, I know I'm always babbling. I went into a deli in Keyport called a Keyport Deli. I passed this thing a couple times. I said I'm gonna go in there for lunch, and I finally went in there, Keyport Deli, right there in Keyport, and got myself a burger. I wanted to try it out. It looks like it's got a pretty nice menu and stuff. And I asked him, I said, "How's business?" He goes, "Oh." He shook his head, and I said, "Well, it looks like you have primarily a takeout business." He says, "No, I got a lot of sit down, but now we don't got much of anything. They're doing what they can do. Delivery, whatever it is that they can do, they'll do." And I thought they had been there a while, and it turns out they only been there a month. So these poor people, this small business owner, Joe and Sheila is their name, nice people, just opened this business probably right before, it had to be right before the con virus thing started. And here they are. You know, you start a business, the first few months really are the toughest. And these poor people here, I feel their pain. that they started this business and now they're sucking wind because people are not going to be out buying food, and they're going to be living cheaper because they don't have a job. And the people stopping in that deli are people who are working. If you're not working, you're not stopping in the deli. You're going to be home eating peanut butter sandwiches. Okay, this is Congressman Undercover. Till next time, people, trust but verify. Don't believe anything these politicians are telling you. They are all full of crap.